Here is a computer program with features I feel would expand the tuning model for Forza Motorsport. I won't display or mention the exact name of this program because they didn't ask to be shown in this manner. This particular program was released before the first Forza Motorsport hit shelves and was mostly designed to be a standalone product. What we're looking at here is an older version of this program. There is a newer edition released earlier this year. I believe it would be fantastic if Turn 10 and the developers of this software could come to a mutually beneficial agreement and work on enhancing a future version of Forza Motorsport. Basically, if the two teams could come together, create a Forza masterpiece, and come out with a win-win scenario, that would be ideal. It is possible to enhance an engine's performance by altering everything shown here. That's what this software is. It's an engine building simulation. You can digitally create an engine and the software will, quite accurately, output torque and horsepower figures. I will show some examples of these later on. This program goes further in depth than what I believe Turn 10 should add, as there is a lot of math involved. I will take a little time on all aspects, though I will feature in depth the few items I feel are simple enough for Turn 10 to implement for starters. I know there are people who understand these mathematical equations, though including all these features would be too much. It is in Turn 10's best interest to keep things simple. Their marketing goal is to appeal to as many customers as possible. The more complexities to enter a program, the fewer the potential customers. With fewer customers, the developer, or Turn 10 in this instance, must raise the price of their finished product to cover their initial costs. Okay, just like I said, I would give a little bit of time to all aspects, or maybe not all aspects, but most aspects of this software. And then, again, back to the math. Here's a really technical aspect of this program. It's the cam window that's open right now. This graph shows you the intake valve. This graph shows you the exhaust valve, what they're doing. These are the numbers associated with these curves. And it's, this stuff is too technical for somebody who just wants to come in and buy a racing game and sit down and get down to racing. Perhaps, if Forza Motorsport goes to Forza Motorsport 10, Forza Motorsport 18, however many they do, and if it keeps improving, we might see some of this stuff later on. This is just a file that it opened. It's a cam file. But I want to draw your attention to this part number, the 12-727-9 part. It has real-world applications. That's just not an arbitrary name. So if you go to the website, it happens to be a CompCams part number. And again, there's that 12-727-9. You can actually get information. You see all these words here are in the program because somebody made a note of it. But these are the same numbers you see. 317, 330. Go back over here. 317, 330. They've got all the numbers inputted. And this program, that's how accurate it is it will, give you the right power and where, more importantly. And I'll get more into that. That's one of the things I want to highlight. So let's clear this. And there's also its airflow math. This is for cylinder heads. If you go to a company like Edelbrock or AFR and you get data points, I chose 9. A lot of manufacturers will tell you how much CFM they flow at X amount of lift. And if you put these in together with your cam and your block and whatever else you have, then there's where it'll output your torque and horsepower curves. Anyhow, yeah, you'll see IVO, IVC, EVO, EVC. It stands for intake valve opens, intake valve closes, exhaust valve opens, exhaust valve closes. That I like to tinker with that stuff. That's just me. Again, that's too much. You'll also see how this is if you want to put a supercharger or a turbocharger on the engine you're building. Whether you want to use gasoline with the nitrous, however much horsepower you want to add with the nitrous, methanol, ethanol, propane, and liquefied natural gas. There's all of that you can do. If you have an intercooler on your artificially aspirated application, you can tell it how efficient it is. That's a percentage. The boost limit. There's a ton of it here. But yeah, I believe Turn 10 could leave their camshaft, valve, and artificial aspiration upgrades, as we've seen in previous versions of Forza Motorsport, where they just have the 3 choices, the street, sport, and race selections. So this brings me to one of the areas where I really wanted to highlight. the option to build extra engines. If we could buy new bare engine blocks and separate crankshafts from the assorted in-game manufacturers, that would be really awesome. We could build and keep these extra engines, use them for ourselves, sell them on the auction house, sell them back to the game for half the credits we put into them usually. We could post builds on our storefront. We could supply online racing leagues with equally prepared engines and countless other things. The community would just go crazy for this. I mean, it would be very awesome because there are people who would specialize in different aspects. You'd have people who really like small block Chevy, small block Ford, small block Chrysler, the big block stuff, the straight six BMWs, V6 NSX engines, just anything else. And word would maybe flourish, as people say, I'm an engine builder, just like we currently say, oh, this person's a painter, or this person's a photographer, or this person is a tuner. The engine builders would just be another aspect of Forza Motorsport that would be really awesome. Because you could have somebody come to, a person and say, hey, I need 8 Miata engines for, like let's say spec Miata. Or I need, 4 small block Fords and 4 small block Chevys. We're going to do like a Camaro Mustang type battle. And that, I feel that aspect would just really open up the game so much more. To make building extra engines necessary, Turn 10 could include engine wear and permanent damage. Just like we have damage to our cars suffered during a race, except that damage is a little bit different because it always gets repaired with the end of the race. You get your race earnings, you get that, the credits, and then you lose some because you had some damage. Well, this could be like more permanent damage where you have to go and fix the engine manually after the race or between events. So as we play through the game, we could be involved in a cycle of repairing or enhancing old engines and building replacement ones.